Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been with me before, my name is Stella and I actually draw and paint some of my tarot cards, which you'll see in a moment. I'm actually travelling at the moment, so it's a very basic setup, and that's why I'm having a bad hair day, because all the fans and all the fans are on because it's very, very hot where I am. So the question tonight is, why did he leave? Why did he leave? And obviously you can just switch up the genders as you need to. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn the camera down, cover my cleavage because it's very hot here, and just focus that on the cards there. So I'll just move those. So it's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and the question is, why did they leave? Why did they leave? So let's go to pile 1. So I don't know, this is for everybody, sorry, this is for everyone that chose pile 1. I don't know what the cards are below. I like it that way. I like the surprise of it. I am traveling at the moment, so the setup is very basic. It's very, very hot here, so I've got fans going on in the background. So let's have a look about why did they leave. As I lay these out, I would just like to thank all my subscribers for subscribing. It just means such a lot to me as the numbers go up, and I really hope that you, oh, we've got 2 cards the same there. I really hope that you enjoy. Oh my gosh, shooting star, wow. I really hope that you enjoy the videos and do leave a comment. I really love reading your comments, so thank you so much. You've got an extra card, but we've got 2 5 of Swords there, which is very, very interesting. And I just want to quickly thank everyone that's booked a private reading. Absolutely love doing your private readings for you. I do them at just £25, and you can book via Etsy or PayPal. And if you are on Etsy and you're a little bit unsure of something, just email me on the email in the description, and I'll, sort it out for you. So it's not a problem. So let's have a look here. Why did he leave? So first of all, what I can see is the shooting star, which actually came out in a private reading I was doing tonight. This star is all about divine timing, okay? And I know it's really hard for people to hear, but sometimes people have to separate in order for their relationships to grow. And that is really, really hard. Trust me, I know, okay? Or there's been a divine intervention here. So let's look a little bit, like when the universe comes and pulls you out of a situation because it wasn't for your highest good. Okay, so the star is kind of like, you can rely on us, we're going to make everything good for you, even if maybe you're not feeling it. I'm not feeling it today, I have to say. So first of all, why did he leave? Because he was having regrets over a third-party situation, which included you, and you may have been fully aware that you were in a third-party situation. Now, third-party situations can be very diverse. It doesn't always mean another person. It can be a family dynamic, a friend of a friend dynamic. It can be a situationship. It can be, I don't know, where other people are involved, or you could be in different countries, or you could be, there's lots of different third-party situations. It might be that you have different religions or belief structures, okay? But the essence of a third party is that it's secret, okay? That's the main thing. The reason that he left us is because he was having regrets over a third-party situation. Now, whether that was you or regrets on the other side is very unclear. But with this card here, it's very possible that he was already married and was in a committed relationship and had responsibilities elsewhere, including children, for some of you. I feel like with this card as well, the reason why he left, which is weird, this is someone who's kind of relocating, like moving the family to a new location and being very protective over that. For some of you, it could be that he had to focus on his responsibilities elsewhere. And it had to come to a close, okay? And I feel with this Five of Swords that he didn't discuss this with you at all. And I feel like there was somewhere special for you both. There was a special location for you both, that you both used to feel the magic, basically, a place that you both loved, and that was important to you, and a sort of like a secret place as well, you know, where you could come together, and there was a lot of joy and harmony and bliss in that location. And I feel like he had to leave that location. He had to move away from that place where, you know, you guys used to meet or be together. He had to leave that location. He had to separate himself from that location. And one of the reasons that he did that, I feel it, can you see that there's 3 coffins here, and that's by sheer accident. I feel, you know, this is a third party situation. Oh, sorry guys, the other part of my readings is that sometimes my spiritual interaction makes me yawn, and it's really embarrassing. I'm so glad the camera isn't on my face, so if I sound a bit strange, that's what I'm doing. I feel like he was getting to a point in this third party situation where it was kind of catching up on him, and I feel like he really questioned whether he could continue to do what he was doing, okay? And I don't feel it was without love here, you know. I feel like there was some genuine romance and feelings here, but yeah, I feel like he thought, you know, if this goes on much longer, you know, I'm going to get caught in this situation, or there's going to be something, you know, something bad's going to happen, you know, people are going to get hurt, or, you know, I'm going to land myself in a shed load of trouble or something like that. That's the feeling. And he didn't want that judgment or scrutiny from other people at all. And I think for him as well, I think that there did come in this sort of divine timing to sort of end this dynamic. And before it was ending, you would have got a sign from the universe that it was about to end. But I don't know if you read the sign correctly. You know, you may have saw it but didn't want to fully acknowledge it. That's what I'm feeling. And what happened is that in order to end this connection, sorry for the table wobbling, in order to end this connection, he just went about it the wrong way. You know, he had 2 parties involved here, and he wanted to be on a win-win on both sides of those parties. And it doesn't mean that, I feel he just wanted to untangle himself from it, okay, from the situation, and make sure, you know, if he was already in a committed relationship, that remained stable. And to be honest, I feel with yourself that he came in very heavy and unnecessarily heavy, and untangled it in a very bad way, which was inappropriate. But I do feel that there was some sort of spiritual intervention here, although you probably don't feel like, you know, it was very spiritual at all. I feel like it had to finish at this point, okay? And the shooting star is coming and saying, look, we're just guiding the way, just follow me, okay? And I'll guide the way here, and your wishes will come true. Now, when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person will come back into your life. It means that your wishes will come true. So what you really wish for, you know, you might be wishing for him, but you might really be yearning for a really stable, steady relationship, a reliable relationship, you know, a fully and committed relationship without a third-party situation going on. And I feel like the star is saying, look, just wait, okay, we've got it in hand, just trust in us and everything will be okay. Just count your blessings at the moment, okay, because we're here and we're going to help you sort it out. So yeah, I just feel with this, he just wanted to, oh, that's interesting, he just wanted to untangle himself. Yeah, wow, that's really interesting. So we've got a cultural difference card here. So a lot of you, there would have been cultural differences that were impacting on your third party situation. Potentially difference in lifestyles as well. Very different lifestyles, I would say. Different desires and choices in life. And we do have this 10 of Pentacles. That's a cultural card as well. We do have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a committed relationship. Now, it could be referring to a commitment that he already had, but I do feel with this is that he potentially would have liked to have a full commitment with you as well. Obviously, he can't have both, and I feel like he had to make a decision, and he went the other direction, okay, with that decision. And I feel like with this card, you know, there's been a lot of investment in his current relationship, the home, and that there's a lot of, according to this, a lot of abundance, a lot of financial input, you know, years of building up what he's established, and you know, and men won't walk away from that very easily, and I think that's really important to hear. I mean, obviously you can switch up the genders, but I'm talking about the male energy all the same. And I just feel with this that he just got very entangled, and he just wanted to untangle himself ASAP, and just went about it in a really bad way to make sure that he was okay. I don't think he was thinking about, are other people okay? All right, that's not what I'm feeling. Although this card is showing some tenderness towards what you had. There's definitely tenderness towards you. So I feel like with this, at the moment, trust in the universe, okay, it's got your back. All truths will be revealed with the Judgment card. It'll all be revealed, and it will all become very clear. Sorry, I was just looking at that 10-10, the 20 card. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Just have a look at those cards while I just want to check something. The Judgment card. Oh, it's 21. Okay, yeah, I was like, that's weird. I thought that was the World card was 20, but it's actually 21. End of a double cycle. You know, end of a double cycle here. Wow, you know, just like after that is a rebirth. The rebirth, the shooting star coming in after this. Okay, this is coming, guys. Don't worry, this is coming. It's all going to be fine. Okay, you're going to be absolutely fine. You're in the middle of a rebirth and you don't realize it, and it's glorious. What comes next is absolutely glorious. So please don't worry, and this could be you, okay, either with this person or with someone new. You know, different lifestyle, affluent, settled, beautiful relationship, beautiful, happy, extended family and friends and all the rest of it. So yeah, I feel really annoyed with my camera because I've got to sort of push these readings a little bit shorter. You know, I'd love to do an extended on this, and I may consider that as a solution for my camera not recording. It won't record an hour now. It always recorded an hour, and now it won't do it, and I've emptied everything on my camera and it still won't do it. So I'm really, really, really annoyed. And I don't know if it's because YouTube has changed their creative studio, and I don't know if it's changing the capture settings. I don't know how it works. But anyway, guys, that's the reason. I hope that gave you some clarity. Please leave a comment. I love your comments. I lay in bed at night and read your comments and try and tick them off, you know, if I've got the time. So thank you so much for that. All right, guys, I'm going to go on to the next reading. So the next reading is, I can't remember what reading 2 was. That's terrible, isn't it? So I'll make it this one, and I'll make sure that it all coordinates up. Okay, but everyone that chose the wave. So let's have a look at why he left. Why did he leave? Wow, we've got some, oh my goodness, we've got some really powerful cards here. Oh, this was in an earlier reading today. I can't believe those 3 came out again. Wow, that's unbelievable. That is not going to be easy. Why did he leave? Wow. Okay, let's have a look at this. And I have so little time to tell you. I've had a similar reading like this over the last couple of days, okay, and almost identical cards. And I read it incorrectly. I never uploaded the video, but I feel like my spirit guides were telling me, no, you're reading this incorrectly. Okay, so obviously we can see a proposal card here, and the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant, which is a proposal for marriage. And I was reading it that this proposal was for some other person and not for you. Now, I know this sounds really, really weird, okay, but you're going to have to trust me on this. I feel that in your connection, for a lot of you, this person was getting to the point with these very deep emotions, that he was getting to the point where he would have wanted to propose to you. Okay, I know that just may sound crazy to a lot of you, especially if he's left. Okay, but I do feel that there's been, I feel like he's been like that wave. He's gone really, really deep. He's questioned whether you are, like, in his heart, like, oh my God, I think I want to marry this girl. You know, I think he really, really got to that point. Okay, and this is you, you know, this amazing, beautiful woman here with the Ace of Cups right above her head. And I feel what happened, I feel it's almost like a case of cold feet, right? Just almost like falling in really heavy for you, and then just kind of getting a reality shock. Like, not what the hell am I doing, but like, you know, have I just gone too far in this connection, you know, and just really sort of pulling back from that with this. And again, I feel like the universe just came in. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. The universe just came in, and just this situation occurred between you, which he didn't get stabbed in the back, but you felt like life was stabbing him in the back, and he completely surrendered to the situation, and he didn't fight for this anymore. I do feel for a lot of you there might have been cultural differences. You may have been in different countries or from different countries, different religions, different belief structures. It's very, very possible with this. And I feel like he really tried to, not tried to make it work, that's the wrong word. He really gave it his all. Okay, maybe it didn't feel like to you that he was given his all, but I feel in his mind he was given it everything that he got. And I think that had he made this proposal to you, it would have been a life-changing decision, as in, I mean, obviously it's a life-changing decision, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there was another connection. Okay, so let me just have a look. 2 cards come out. This was definitely he wanted to propose to you. Okay, 100%. This is the Empress card, which is a marriage. They're actually, oh no, the Hierophant and the Empress. Sorry, it's the Emperor and the Empress. But you know, it's a high-ranking, high energy, major arcana, like a couple there. The 4 of Swords, yeah. I feel like I just feel like he couldn't communicate his emotion. He couldn't communicate his emotions. He couldn't communicate the enormity of the change of life this would mean for him. Maybe it would mean, I don't know, maybe he had commitments elsewhere and it mean big changes for his children. Maybe he was in another committed relationship. Maybe he was in separation but had responsibilities elsewhere. Maybe it was just, would have caused such an uproar in his life, like that wave, you know. But I've had, like I said, I've had this reading a few times. It's come out about 6 times in the last 48 hours. And I really do actually believe this, and you might be totally stunned and shocked that that could have ever been on the cards. But I know it. I know that this was what was going on for most of the watchers. This is a very niche reading, okay? This is a very personal reading for a few of you that are watching. I do not think for a second that he was proposing to anybody else. It's you. I feel like he almost tried to put a boundary up around you. I almost sort of feel like to pin you in. Yeah, I feel like he wanted to put a boundary up around you. It was quite weird, actually. So no one else could get you, sort of thing. And then ended up like the wands, which are wood, you know, turning into metal and sort of crucifying him, actually. I just feel like he felt, for whatever reason, I feel like there was complexities on his side, and he couldn't take that leap. He just couldn't do it, and it's not to do with love or anything like that. It's about external circumstances, definitely. And he just was easier to leave, okay? And I'm just saying, for some of you, he just had to go and step out from this and go and heal himself from this. It's a big one, this one. I mean, you know, for some of you, I just feel like you're going to be totally shocked that this could even be in the frame, that he could even have been thinking this. Especially with this 10, which would have been a very unpleasant situation when you separated, okay? And he's gone and disappeared. But I really, yes, he wanted to marry you, and he was getting up to the point of proposal. Even if he had problems or commitments elsewhere, he was still getting to that point. I don't know whether he would have got down on one knee, but he was getting to that point where, I think this is the girl I want to marry. you know, I feel this is the person I want the future with. He thought you weren't a 10, you were 10 times 10. You know, you were just like everything. So my advice to you at the moment would be, give him the space and time that he needs, because if he was feeling that and he left, poof, that's going to take him some while to adjust to that. So I'm assuming that he's feeling a lot of loss. Let's have a look. Got a lot of cards sitting around here. Let's see. Regret and loss. Yeah, he's feeling very lonely and very isolated at the moment, and a real lack of warmth in his life, missing the warmth that you gave him. You can see the two colours correspond there beautifully, like her blue eye and the blue in the candle. You know, just like it's you know, you showed him the way in the darkness, and he's just trying to be very logical about this, but he has been through a very transformative phase in his life. You know, this is how he feels inside, this is how he's trying to deal with it. So he does need that time on his own, so just keep that in mind. And guys, if any of you get to the bottom of this and you find out this was the case, I've never actually heard of somebody wanting to propose and then disappear, unless I sort of think that I've maybe seen it in a movie or something like that, you know. But it's not the normal reason that we think, is it? It's not the normal reason that we think. I've never heard it in real life. I'm sure I'll find it on a forum, but I have sort of kind of seen it in movies and stuff like that, you know. Something just made him feel like he couldn't, or he wasn't good enough, or you wouldn't accept, or it was a fantasy, or could it really come true? You know, there's masses of love here, masses of love. So you know, I'm really glad I've got this story out, because as I said, I've seen this come out about 6 or 7 times in the last 48 hours, and I'm really glad for those of you that are watching, that you get to actually see this. And doesn't it put a different spin on, you know, why they left, or if you're being ghosted, or you're no contact, or whatever it is? You know, that's a massive spin on something that most people would never ever imagine could ever possibly be the reason. So for some of you, you might be quite happy, okay? But I feel really sad for him, actually, you know, even if you do think he's an arsehole, which most of us are going to think. You know, if that was the case, that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? It would explain a lot. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm at 28 minutes. I think it only records for half an hour, which is so frustrating. If anyone's got any tips on how to make it record for an hour, it's always recorded for an hour up until today, the 1st of July. So I don't know if it's YouTube changing stuff or whatever, but it's now just half an hour. Okay guys, please leave a comment. Thank you so much, and ciao from Italy. Ciao, ciao.